So I was like, well, okay, quick change of plans. You know, as every entrepreneur experiences, you got to pivot. And so what I did was, okay, I'll focus more on my Polynesian roots. I'll focus more on my art and something that has been kind of inspiring for me. And I think that was a really crucial pivot in my life, to recognize that from basketball for 7-8 years, this was my passion, my love. And then it kind of shifted over to art. And I think that was a very important shift. So ever since I was little, I always liked the idea of making something and selling it, and then, you know, being compensated. And I think the first thing that I remember doing, because I loved basketball at the time, was buying new basketball shoes, wearing them, and then eventually, after my feet grew, I would sell them on eBay. And so I sold maybe 30-40 pairs, you know, as a 9-year-old on eBay. And I picked it up and I was like, this kind of looks plain.
It does, you're right.
It's just a normal uke. I was like, okay. So I went into the kitchen, picked up a butter knife, and I was like, let's scratch some design that I've kind of grown up around. In New Zealand, we have a lot of these patterns that we have, whether it's on keychains, bags, you know, clothing. Kind of always seen this design, and I recognize that, oh yeah, that's from New Zealand, that's kind of my heritage. And so with the butter knife, I just scratched in this design, simple design, and took it to school.
It's huge for a parent to be supportive of their child when their child is doing something that could be perceived as like graffiti or like breaking something or ruining something, but then in the child's mind, it's art.
Yeah.
And if the parent can see that and support that, now here you are, you're an entrepreneur now.
Yeah, it's crazy how that one simple thing sort of led. And it's like, at the time, I didn't really recognize what I was doing. I just did it. And I think that's a strength that I have, is just doing it. It doesn't matter if I'm, you know, is this gonna work? Isn't it? I just do it anyway. I think that's helped me to keep my faith, and then also perpetuate culture in a positive light.
Yeah, because you're kind of filling a niche right there too, because you have tattoo artists out there already doing tattoo work and doing Polynesian tattoos. Not too many people, and you know, with the guitars and the ukuleles that you can see on your website, that's the first time I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've never seen that kind of detailed artwork on musical instruments. And you're telling me the reason why you don't see too much of it out there is because it's not easy to do.
Yeah. People are very attached to their instrument. People love, like, they make this connection with it. And it's just, you know, if you have one, you got to have another one. And that other one has its own sort of personality. And so what I've done is I've figured out a way to cut just enough off the top without affecting the soundboard on the top of the instrument, which is essential for sound. For us to capture that memory is super important, to remember who we are and where we came from. And like you said, it's important for us to tap into that. I exist to inspire connection, culture, and innovation through, I'm just going to say Polynesian art, but through whatever I create and whatever I share in this life. And I've chosen those three things, connection, culture, and innovation, because those three things have helped me have happiness and helped me have purpose and helped me to overcome obstacles and basically live a happy and content and fulfilled life. Connection with people is the most important thing, because that's basically what we're going to take with us into the next realm. We're not going to take anything else. No monetary sort of gains, nothing, not even the creations that you make. You're going to take your skills and the memories, and it's those connections that truly matter. And I think that's how we have happiness and lasting sort of relationships and peace.
If you haven't yet, subscribe to this episode on YouTube. You can also catch these episodes on my new website, HawaiiRealPodcast.com. Again, HawaiiRealPodcast.com. You can go there and you can actually listen directly on the website to all the audio versions of this podcast. You can also hear the audio versions of the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcasts. And the website, I also post all the short clip videos from the episodes called HawaiiReal Shorts.